Hello, everyone. Welcome to the newest edition of YouTube Take. I am Big Red 310. Here was good. Here with Markeem and Chase. Here to talk about all the happenings in basketball the past 2 weeks that we glossed over. Currently, it's the NBA Finals. Tonight, the Spurs won Game 1 of the Finals against the Heat, 92-88 in Miami. But before we get into that, I would just very quickly like to gloss over in the second round, just the quick results here. We had one person in here predict Golden State would lose in 4 games. Another one saying they would lose in 5, and they took it to 6. What happened? Why did they
should have
crumble?
been 5. The only reason it wasn't 5 is because of that game where the Spurs went Arctic in the fourth.
1 for 18.
Yeah.
1 for 18.
Well, what about the Game 1 game where the Golden State should have won and collapsed in the fourth?
I mean, yeah, they got that. They got that one, but
I'm saying, don't the 2 games cancel out?
No.
All right, dick.
You don't expect a machine to go 1 for 18. I expect some young hooligans to go 1 for 19 or some shit, but not a machine.
All right, so Golden State caught a lucky break, is what you're both saying.
Yeah.
All right, fine. So the Thunder, as predicted, I believe both of you said the last time we did this video, and after the Thunder were up 1-0, although a game they shouldn't have won, as you guys said, the Memphis Grizzlies are just going to overpower them, and then the Grizzlies won 4 straight. What happens to the Thunder from here?
Kendrick Perkins is in the starting lineup. They won't win a damn thing.
They need to draft a mobile center with their pick. And Rudy Gobert is not very mobile, but if they get Kelly Olynyk, Cody Zeller, I'm not even going to say anybody else because those are the only 2 guys that fit that mold for me. But they need to draft either Cody Olynyk. One of those.
That'd be a perfect player.
One of those 2 dudes, and then they need to get. They basically came out and said our owner is not rich, so Kendrick Perkins isn't going anywhere.
Nice.
They're not going to use the amnesty.
I'm fine with him, coming off the bench, 5-10 minutes a game, but playing substantial minutes over someone that's clearly better than him bothers me. That's what's wrong with it, and it's what's wrong with the nation, man.
Well, he posted the worst PER ever too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, beating
negative.
The incomparable Mike Bibby's. What was it, 3.1 or something like that?
3.7.
Yeah,
Mr. Perkins posted negative 1.7.
So as in every single time he was on the court, he was actually helping the other team.
Yes.
Yep.
That's quite the stat. So what? But do you think anything's going to change? What happen even if Russell Westbrook comes back? What happens next year? Just like
it depends on how Jeremy Lamb develops, and it depends on who they draft.
On how
they can't add anybody in free agency.
So basically, this team ain't winning a finals anytime soon.
If Westbrook was healthy, they might have gotten there.
They would have, yeah, but then they would have fell in 4 or 5 games again.
Yeah. Possibly 6. It would have looked better than it did last time, but they still would have got clearly defeated, I think.
As long as Scott Brooks is that coach, can they win a title?
Fuck no.
Well, hold on. What'd you say, kid?
Fuck no.
If Scott Brooks is the coach.
Scott Brooks is what?
The coach.
Yeah, no, nothing. No championships. No.
All right. Well, that's pretty clear. So
he's not gonna get fired until his contract expires either because of how they are frugality.
Well,
I just see somewhere where he doesn't have Kevin Durant, so people can see what kind of fraud that dude is.
You want Kevin Durant to get hurt so people can see how could have.
Well, I don't want him to get hurt, but something has to happen so Durant is not playing for him, and people can see how bad he is.
Okay. Now, the Grizzlies, on the other hand, not to kind of move track here. I mean, well, the Bulls lost, but I mean, they weren't really hurt. They were, I mean, no, they were very banged up. No one really expected them to do any damage. Before we get to the Grizzlies, I'll move on to the last team that's eliminated in the semifinals. We didn't talk about both of your favorites, the New York Knicks. What happened to them?
What happened?
Their old Carmelo Anthony was terrible.
They barely got past Boston.
Exactly. They were up, fuck, man. Like, they're not as good as what people think, and their record was better than what they actually were. So people thought they were better than they actually were.
Fair enough. Finally, we'll move on to the semifinals.
Carmelo Anthony's not a franchise player.
Wow, that's quite the statement.
That's not a statement at all.
That's a fact.
What has he ever done?
Oh.
Besides got to the conference finals once and then buck that team after getting there.
Well, to be fair, because of Carmelo, I mean, can they make any free agent moves in the next 2 years?
They can't make a free agent move.
Yeah, they're completely stuck. That goddamn Amari contract, Tyson Chandler's contract, and Melo's contract are eating the whole goddamn. That Amari contract might be the worst contract in the history of sports. Might be. That Carl Pavano for the Yankees a few years ago, that was pretty bad too.
Considering he's had 3 knee surgeries since signing that deal too.
Wow.
Just awful.
Well, so what? What's their only hope? That one of the first round guys they draft is their franchise player?
They're looking at Deshaun Thomas, so
and no. And this is coming from someone who's a fan of that dude. No.
All right then. Fuck the Knicks. All right. Next we'll move on to the conference finals with Heat, Pacers, and
that's who Melo was? Melo was Deshaun Thomas on that team?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, kid? Go ahead.
Whatchamacallit? Heat, Pacers, and Grizzlies. Spurs. We'll go to the Grizzlies. You guys were talking about big time for both the shows that we did, and then Spurs kind of handed them a very rough lot. Very, very, very rough conference series. 4-game sweep. I believe Markeem, you actually predicted them to win in 7. A lot of people did. What happened here?
I actually picked the Grizzlies in 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Grizzlies in 7. What happened? How did they get collapsed?
Tony Parker.
And Tony Parker went nuts. Greg Popovich is a genius. Zach Randolph just completely just was like not even himself against Duncan and Splitter. It was ridiculous. You know, they were overmatched, man. They played the better team. I didn't think the Spurs would be what they're doing now is kind of incredible. So
did you forget they had won 10 straight games last year and were 2 games away from the finals and lost 4?
I totally forgot, but
they were 2 games away from the finals. Then what happened?
They lost 4 straight to the Thunder.
Oh yeah,
they went 10-0 and looked like they were just going to march on to the finals. But then they lost 4 straight, and that let the narrative become, oh, the Spurs are done.
Yep.
Not, oh, God, Danny Green's frigid, which is actually what happened.
That ain't the case this year.
No, Danny Green is firing.
Well, so Chase, your thoughts on the Grizzlies end of their season and just how they fell apart?
They need to start playing Ed Davis and Darrell Wright spot in the rotation.
You said Ed Davis?
And they might want to start considering starting Quincy Pondexter over Tayshaun Prince.
I said that since the fucking Thunder series, I was saying that.
But I gotta look at their shit. And, you know, once we get more comprehensive off season or later, but Lionel Hollins just coach circles around.
Okay.
Just circles around.
Fair enough. Now we'll move on to the Heat Pacers. I mean, no one gave this one much of a shot, and Pacers made it tough. Took it to 7 games. Quite respectable. I was
Can
never.
I
Go for it. Go Chase.
Go ahead, Chase. Go ahead.
Dwayne has to have his kneecap held in by tape right now.
I know.
And then we have no idea what the hell happened to Chris Bosh's ankle in Game 2 of that series.
Yeah.
And if the Bosh injury doesn't happen, I don't think it goes as long.
Fair enough. I personally was never really that concerned. I don't know. I kind of always thought we would win in the end in this series. I mean, sure, I would have preferred not to lose Game 2 at home or Game 6 where we played just absolutely terrible in the second half. But yeah, man, I was never really that concerned. To me, they were challenging, they were imposing, but I never thought they could actually go all the way with it. Markeem, did you have any? Were you impressed?
Every motherfucker that has anything bad to say about Chris Bosh are all stupid, and that's like last year when the Pacers were looking very, very good against them, and they were up 2-1, and people were like, well, all the Bosh hate stopped for a second, then it came back, and then the Pacers took them to 7, while Chris Bosh was struggling. It just all needs to stop now. And then it showed that when all of them not hitting his shots, but especially him, when he's not hitting his mid-range shots, and all the bigs don't have to go out there and help on defense. Don't have to chase him and shit like that. He struggled. You come down and you pound them on the other side. They struggle. They struggle against size.
No. I mean, they've been saying it all year. I think it was Ethan Strauss, who I know Chase doesn't like, but he did have one wonderful line towards the end of the series, which was, I didn't know Roy Hibbert was now viewed as a Hakeem Olajuwon all of a sudden. But, yes, Roy Hibbert was prepped up to be this monster.
A part of me wanted them to win, though, so he can go back to looking average against the Spurs. a part of me.
The whole series, he looked very, very impressive, and everyone was putting him up big time.
And Paul George, man, if I ever meet that guy, I owe that guy the biggest apology anyone could ever give a person, because I was his biggest critic from his college days to last year. I was like, man, this dude is terrible. I feel dumb now.
I don't think he's going to be a superstar.
Why do you say that?
I think he's a rich man's Tony Allen.
I would agree with that.
Which he's an incredible defender, and he's okay offensively. But the role they put him in, he can't be efficient. Ideally, he's your second or third option.
What was his stat line in that last game? 7 points and 7 rebounds or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the game before, he had like 27.
Yeah. In the game where nobody except LeBron James can make a shot. All right, so yeah, the Pacers looked impressive. I'll ask this. I know maybe you need more information. Is David West coming back for sure?
He will either be there, the Clippers, or Atlanta.
One of the most underrated motherfuckers in all the NBA.
That dude good.
That dude can ball.
Who's David West?
Shut up, Chase.
That
was your boy for years, man. Don't do that.
He looked really impressive
Who?
in this series. David West. There you go. All right, now we'll move on to the finals. Miami Heat, San Antonio Spurs. Game 1 was today. Seen a lot of people actually. I think someone tweeted that according to Vegas, even though the Heats are the favorites, in the past few days, 66 or 65% of the public is actually voting for the Spurs to win the series, and a lot to win Game 1.
They ain't voting. They're betting on money.
They're betting. You know what I meant. They're betting. So, yeah, very interesting series. I mean, after Game 1, we didn't learn anything we didn't already know. The game's going to be really close. The series is going to be really close. Both teams are just really talented on both sides. But Chase, go ahead. Give us your initial thoughts on your finals, especially after seeing Game 1.
I'm fairly certain that the Spurs aren't going to turn it over an NBA record 4 times every game.
Yeah.
I hope to rely on Tony Parker hitting a jumper with .1 left on the shot clock every game.
Falling down.
That might be the most incredible shot we've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's way better than that Fisher one, which some people probably won't be happy to hear. That game was played at the Spurs pace. Now, the Spurs had the sixth fastest pace this year, and the Heat were. Damn it! I should have looked this up before I started gamering. Think 26. I think 26.
Wow.
I think 26. No, they were 23rd. So they're more of a defensive team. They want to keep possessions low. San Antonio wants to push possessions high. From the tip-off, you could tell that this is going to be a fast-paced game, which is San Antonio. How San Antonio exactly wants it to be. They want quick decisions, not long thought-out offensive sets.
Regardless of what people think.
But they're slow. They're boring, man.
They've been completely different the past 30 years.
Huh?
Man, Chase, you had something else to add?
No.
Man, all we know at this point is that these are the two best teams in the NBA. This is going to be an incredible series. Like, I think motherfuckers are like too hung up on what happened with Indiana. It's two totally different squads. But I will say this. If the Heat, I mean, like Chase said, I don't think the Spurs are going to turn it over a record 4 times a game this entire finals. But the Heat are going to have to force some turnovers because if the Spurs get a lot of turnovers and, they're efficient, and they got more opportunities to score, they're kind of lucky this game was as close as it was. Let's put it like that. So they're gonna have to create turnovers. It's just gonna have to happen, or they won't win. They'll get swept probably. To be honest with you, if this keeps happening, I don't think they'll win a game. But it won't happen like this. It won't. It shouldn't. That'd be crazy.
I'm hoping it doesn't, or else I will have a very, very troubling rest of the 11 months. But I don't know. This game, they played better. We were up for almost the entire game, but we were still, like Chase said, it still felt like we were playing their game, even though we had the lead until 5 minutes left in the fourth or something like that. It seemed like they were just catching up to us, and we were just trying to keep running away. But nah, man, their ball movement is fucking insane. Jesus, someone's open all the fucking time. And Shane Battier is just playing absolutely terrible, so we can't play him.
Oh, and kid, I gotta say, props to you guys' crowd tonight. It's the first time I could ever say that ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember that Dose Me Nutos at the end of the game where he was like, Dose Me Nutos?
No, I can't remember, but I just remember, I remember them actually being there.
Yes. The finals tends to do that.
I remember that chick that was sitting behind R.C. Buford.
That's what you remember about that crowd?
Oh, don't tell me you don't remember that.
Oh, I remember that.
Anyways.
Do you know what we're referring to, kid?
No, obviously not.
Oh, so you pay attention to the wrong things, kid.
What is R.G. Buford?
R.C. Buford is the GM of the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay. And there was a chick sitting behind him.
Yes.
Yes, there was.
All right. I'll be on the lookout next time. Got to look at the crowd instead of the game, obviously. Anyways.
Well, they had the camera on them.
A couple times.
It's almost like they weren't looking at him.
All right. I'm going to continue. Shane Battier is playing absolutely horrible. He shot 22%. I think the entire playoffs. Could be wrong. I can't remember if it was the entire. What?
You don't know what that number is right now. That was entering today's game.
Oh, so it's actually going to be lower. I saw a stat that said he's shooting 22%. If that is the entire playoffs, it's only going to go lower, obviously. But yeah, it's frustrating. And he has great defense, but we can't fucking play him because he's not scoring. So it's just frustrating. Very frustrating. Because he balled up big time in our playoffs last year, and he's just been absolutely absent. He's been missing. Mike Miller, who some games early on in the playoffs didn't play a minute, is pretty much starting or coming off the bench with a 6-man. I mean, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I mean, I'm not too worried. Not that I'm going to be cocky and think we're going to win. Obviously, it's going to be a very close series. But I don't think we're done either. And I also don't think home and road isn't going to mean as much as it does in other series. Both teams are very good on the road, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a difference. I think all games are going to be very close, regardless of whether they're playing in San Antonio or Miami. Yeah, that's all I got on that. Anyways, any more thoughts before I move on to George Karl?
George Karl shouldn't have been fired.
All right, there you go.
But I guess he should have played JaVale McGee more, according to what my boy Chase just told me, which is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard in my life.
Philosophical differences, to say the least.
That's an understatement. Shit. JaVale McGee.
You understand they just gave him like a $70 million contract.
JaVale McGee?
Actually, hold on. How much is it? That might be way too much. Let's
I was
see.
about to say, no, can't be.
Denver. Let's see. JaVale McGee has he's got a $45 million contract.
That's still too much.
Once Iguodala leaves, JaVale McGee is our highest paid player.
God, man. God.
Also, last time we did the show, I believe it was Chase. I could be wrong. It was one of you two that said, you can go back and watch the video. I believe it says, and I quote, anybody that thinks George Karl should be fired for losing these first-round playoff exits is a moron. And, well, morons win in this case.
Yep.
They usually do. Skip Bayless has a job.
I mean, I do remember when we... Markeem, you'll remember in previous YouTube takes when we were breaking down how Alabama versus Notre Dame, how Alabama isn't just going to destroy them, and anyone who thinks that is ignorant and hasn't watched college football all year. And it happened, but it happened for different reasons. And
then everyone else's logic.
And everybody else, so the idiots win, and guys like me and you look stupid.
Whatever.
That's just life.
You picking against SEC? You crazy?
Shut the fuck up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't.
I mean, all I gotta do is show you how many pros come out of there compared to everywhere else. That's my metric, and it ain't even close, son.
Well, to be honest though, more pros tend to come out the state of Florida in general. Florida State, Miami. To be honest with you.
What are you talking about? I'm sitting in the state that has the highest NFL player per capita.
I'm talking about successful pros.
That's because Florida's much bigger, to be fair.
Florida has the best
football talent, high school talent in the country. It's not close.
No, it don't fucking matter. That ain't got nothing to do with balls going to hoops.
That's true. I wanted to bring that little aside in. But
None of them is going to be Pelicans.
If you count the rings of the SEC, they've won the last 7. But
can you stop?
All right.
Look. Let's just move on. We'll in August we'll do this shit again. I'm just so sick of that logic.
All right.
11-2.
Because if that's the case, hold on real quick. If that's the case, more teams besides LSU and Alabama and Florida would have won titles.
Yep.
Titles is in multiple. I don't mean just the one Cam Newton year. I mean titles. Fucking Nick Saban and Urban Meyer, and you got Les Miles winning with fucking Nick Saban's recruits. So get the fuck out of here with that logic. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyways, what's the most likely landing spot for George Karl as a coach? Because I presume he's getting another job.
Everybody's saying the Clippers, right, Chad?
Yep. He supplanted Brian Shaw immediately.
Understandably so. Is there any coach? How do you think he'd work with Chris Paul? Is there anything he could add to the team that wasn't already there with Vinny Del Negro?
consistent defense.
Well, there's one thing that I will tell you is that he's got a history of not playing very talented big men. So DeAndre Jordan will finally see his rightful spot on the bench. Other than that, I don't know. Chris Paul does not jive well with playbooks.
Well, that's true. I didn't think about that. That is true.
So I don't really know what he'd do. I mean, reality, whoever the coach is with Chris Paul doesn't even fucking matter because he's going to coach anyway. I mean,
fair enough. And what happens to Denver now? Who's their top spot?
What about the Lionel Hollins thing I've been hearing about?
They have received permission to interview Lionel Hollins, and if Karl can't work it out with Donald Sterling, who they've already tried to hire one person this off season, and then they just turned him down because of Donald Sterling's pig-headedness, Jeff Van Gundy. Yeah, they were going to hire Jeff Van Gundy, and then he had a meeting with Donald Sterling and said, no, thank you.
I'd stay with ABC.
Again, Donald Sterling caused this mess with Chris Paul, where Chris Paul's brother had to text Chris Broussard and tell him he was pissed off because Donald Sterling basically said in public, well, I fired him because Chris Paul wanted me to.
Oh, yeah.
But Donald Sterling has a long history of saying really stupid shit.
Is that stupid because it's not true and that he actually wanted to fire him, or was it is true, but he shouldn't have said it?
You shouldn't be throwing your own players under the bus.
Yeah, because, Chris Paul is like the one guy that don't like being linked to shit like that. And you say that, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
No, wait, but it still doesn't answer my question. Like, is it, like, it is, but Chris Paul did want it. That's basically why Vinny Negro was fired, right? Like, it's not a lie. It's not Sterling looking for a way out. Like, that actually did happen, and he just shouldn't have said it.
I mean, I don't know. One would think so, though.
So if Denver gets Lionel Hollins, just again, as far as a coaching fit, is there anything he can add, subtract?
He probably will play JaVale McGee. He probably won't play Andre Miller. Shit, I don't know. I mean, that team's built for George Karl. I don't know how Hollins is going to use it. And it's the same deal as like George Karl goes to Memphis. That team's built. Well, actually, they got some shit they can do this offseason, but fuck, I don't know.
We talked about it before the show went on the air, but to some people who wouldn't understand, why is Lionel Hollins? I mean, the Grizzlies, they went to the Western Conference Finals. They had a good chance to make the finals. I mean, why would these two part ways? Jace, explain it to everyone.
Well, he's a free agent, so it's not really parting ways. This is his right.
Like, why does he not want to come back to the Grizzlies? I mean, like, why don't the Grizzlies automatically, like, they know that their very successful coach, his contract is running out. Why aren't they trying to extend?
Have you seen this movie called Moneyball?
Yes.
Where they busted the manager's ass for not playing the team the way it was meant to be designed.
Yeah.
That.
Okay. So
that's an amazing movie, by the way. Y'all should check it out.
It's great. So they're mad at him because he's not playing the team the way it was supposed to be designed.
He was adamantly against the Rudy Gay trade. He's not playing Ed Davis. He's not playing Austin Day at all, which I can agree with that one because that dude's got his head up his ass most of the time. And talks to stalled.
All right. Fair enough. So philosophical differences. So is there any chance he comes back to Memphis?
20%.
Okay. That's a decent percentage.
1 in 5.
That's decent, dude. It's not like fucking... Like, if you calculate his percentages for every other team, what is it for the Nuggets? Like 50?
I mean, yeah, that's the guy they want, apparently.
I'm saying, like, a lot of teams are looking for coaches. What's the stat? How many coaches were fired this year?
12 have been fired. If Lionel Hollins goes to another team, that would be 13 changing jobs. That's a record.
So, I mean, there's a lot of vacancies. So I'm just saying, like, if you calculate each team percentage by percentage, are there really any that are that higher than 20? So yeah, it's a decent chance. Brian Shaw, is he going to land up somewhere?
Brooklyn.
Not like
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Like that's a pretty sure thing.
Brooklyn.
All right. Answer.
Because I was hearing Clippers, but apparently they won't Karl.
Yeah, George Karl out of it. Wow, just out of nowhere.
That's you obviously take the established head coach. So.
I don't know if I agree with that anymore because these dudes keep getting jobs and then they keep like look at Byron Scott.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I didn't think about it. That's true.
Look at PJ Carlissimo.
I heard Byron
like,
Scott's name pop up a lot, but
I think it's more wise to take a chance on somebody that hasn't gotten an opportunity before nowadays.
I mean, not to bring this category into this topic of videos, but isn't that kind of the problem with wrestling these days? Everybody wants to use former famous bookers who don't really pan out, and they're afraid to give new guys a chance. That's kind of how life works. But it's not. This is still George Karl. I mean, he's still a very It's not like someone who's on the decline or was fired.
No, I'm not against George Karl. I'm talking about these dudes that are constantly changing jobs.
Fair enough.
Like Mo Cheeks is apparently going to be the next Pistons head coach.
Really?
Yeah.
What an odd choice. Just weird. That's just random.
Is there any chance Vinny Del Negro winds up somewhere else?
Lol.
So he has no future as a head coach?
Yet.
All right then.
Unless somebody really wants Andrew Wiggins.
Oh man. Oh, that was funny.
All right.
We didn't get to talk about that. Marcus even dumber now.
Yeah.
Thanks to him.
Yeah.
Oh God. Like you could have almost persuaded me, but like, oh, he's gonna be Big Ten? Is that conference?
Yeah.
Oh well, he's gonna be Big 10, Big 12 Conference Player of the Year. He's gonna look all great. Now he's gonna look like dog shit.
He won't even win. Like they already didn't have a good enough team to win the conference. Period. And now,
Fair enough.
I don't know. Yeah, I ain't paying attention.
All right. Whatchamacallit? Who can wind up coaching Memphis if Lionel Hollins leaves?
George Karl, if he doesn't get the clever job.
Well, I was gonna say.
And then if it's not him, it's gonna be Dave Yeager.
Okay.
He's the lead assistant.
Hold on.
Who management does like.
All right. And also in my last video, we all talked about the coaches that were fired, and it seems that we did the video a little bit too early because Larry Drew did not last, and he was recently let go.
Well, his contract expired, and they just chose not to renew it.
Any particular reason why they didn't want to bring back this coach?
He's the same deal as Mike Woodson. He's a decent coach. He just sucks in the playoffs.
All right.
You think Mike Woodson is a decent coach?
I said decent. I didn't say great.
And
I guess he understands basketball vernacular. We'll just go with that. Okay.
I mean, he knows to say JR. God damn it.
That's every fan watching.
And Larry Drew wound up with the Milwaukee Bucks, if I'm right?
I have no idea what that team's going to look like next year, so.
Right, I figured.
I don't know what to tell you about that one. I can tell you that Atlanta has a fucking awesome coach in Mike Budenholzer. But I don't know what that team's going to look like next year.
I don't even think they
but they're facing tampering charges right now, though.
This dude they got is he's been the assistant coach under Doc for like forever, right? If I
You
remember.
mean under Pop?
Under Pop.
Since 1996.
So he's gonna be really good. Most likely.
He's really fucking good.
And I believe we talked about in the last video, but any updates? Is there any chance Mike D'Antoni gets released or still no?
As much as you winning the lottery.
Hey, that could happen. All right, and how many vacant jobs? Okay, we talked about the Clippers and Nets. Is there any updates on the 76ers?
Okay, did you just bring up Mike D'Antoni?
Hey, that's the one. That's the one time I mentioned that team's name. We're talking about coaches here. Here, look.
That job's not going anywhere. There's no point.
All right. Finally, the only team with the current head coach vacancy that we haven't discussed yet is the 76ers. Any update on who they want?
I'm none, because all their candidates keep getting other jobs.
All right.
It might.
Why would anyone want to go there?
It might be Alvin Gentry.
Okay. All right. Two possible Hall of Famers.
I'm pretty sure they're both going to be Hall of Famers.
All right, fine. Two Hall of Famers, both retired this week. Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. Markeem, I'll start off with you just very quickly. Both these guys, their careers, what it means for the team, and all this and that.
Well, growing up, I was a huge Grant Hill fan, if y'all didn't guess. And I wonder why that is. I don't know. But, he kept getting hurt, and that kind of...
He likes Duke.
You said what?
He likes Duke.
Well, yeah, there you go. He kept getting hurt, so that kind of ruined, what could have been with him.
He still put up some fucking phenomenal numbers.
Yeah, but throughout his career, he put up Hall of Fame type numbers. I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones. He's gonna be like, if Reggie Miller's in the Hall of Fame, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Let's just put it like that. But I'm pretty sure he's a Hall of Famer. Just it's like one of the sad stories in sports because what could have been. It's kind of like the Griffey thing. Remember when Ken Griffey went to the Reds and he kept getting hurt? It's kind of like that deal. Just what could have been. But phenomenal player though, man, and an underrated defender. A lot of people don't realize it. Man was
he still was good up to last year. Actually, great. He was in the top 5 last season.
Well, see, there you go. But it's just sad. It's sad that we couldn't see Grant Hill totally unleashed. I mean, because as soon as he hit his prime, he started getting hurt. So, kind of sucks. Jason Kidd. Oh, you want to go ahead, Chase?
Well, I was going to say that he said the biggest mistake he made is that he would always come back from injuries too soon. And he specifically quoted that towards Kobe Bryant, who is rushing through recovery right now.
He wants to be back.
Kobe still was supposed to still be in a walking boot up until July. He's had that thing off of for a month, and he's not even using crutches anymore.
Come on, Kobe.
Like, he is flying through. Like, I'm past it's a medical miracle now to where you're just being a fucking idiot. He's running towards retirement. And I think that was Grant Hill's warning to him, but he doesn't give a fuck because he doesn't care what anybody tells him.
Yep. But y'all love him.
And he's going to run off. He's going to run off the Lakers. They wanted their next franchise piece, but not anymore. He ran him off.
Oh, you think Dwight's gone now?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, why?
Kobe.
Didn't on the last video you say you expected Dwight to stay in LA?
Yeah, that was before I heard that he was way into Houston.
Yeah, man, him and Houston actually talking for real. Talk. Every source you hear, White's very interested in Houston. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'd be too if I was him. Houston doing everything to get him, too. Here's my boy.
Oh, yeah, they're going to dump Thomas Robinson for nothing. Poor guy. But Dwight Howard wants to be the man. And as long as Kobe Bryant... Again, there's an easy solution to all this. Amnesty Kobe Bryant. You don't have to pay a tax bill. Dwight Howard gets to be happy. done, but
they won't do that.
apparently they think one season of Kobe for way too much money is worth more than a long term of Dwight.
10 years with Dwight Howard. Oh man.
So would you say that those two don't like each other?
Yeah. Well, it's just like Kobe and Shaq. Kobe's way too fucking serious, and Shaq was way too fucking clowny. It's the same deal here.
And why you think like Dwight, when they were trying to trade him, he dreaded going to LA, and that's exactly where he ended up.
All right.
But yeah. Grant Hill, phenomenal player, Hall of Famer. Jason Kidd, to me, it's just me. Don't worry, Chase. I'm not gonna go overboard. Top 5 to 10 point guard to ever play, in my opinion.
That's not going to last once this generation is all said and done.
Okay, well, yeah. I think you can't put him ahead of Magic, obviously.
Nope.
You can't put him ahead of Stockton, obviously. You can't put him ahead of Isaiah. I think that's just my opinion. You can't put ahead of Oscar. And then after that,
I'm waiting for 2 more for you to say.
what, who?
Jerry West, Bob Cousy.
Oh yeah. Okay, well then yeah. I mean, well. Okay, I wouldn't put him ahead of West, but Cousy, man, we gotta. It's I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if he would have retired before he started becoming old man, stand in one spot, shoot a 3 that may go in, then maybe, but
I'm pretty sure he's not retiring of his own free will because he signed a 3-year contract.
You think it's more what?
I think it's more like, fucker, get out of here.
But yeah, man, like he was also one of my favorite players growing up. Like we played for Phoenix. I was really, really, really into Jason Kidd. When he was at UCLA, man, I was a big fan. So it's sad. It's sad because he was really, really great. Like he led that terrible Nets team to the final. Think about it.
Chase, thoughts on these two players?
They're going to be in Springfield in 5 years.
All right.
You think Grant Hill's first ballot? Think so?
What?
You think Grant Hill's gonna be first ballot surefire Hall of Fame?
Yep.
I don't know, man. Didn't it take Magic a while?
That had more to do with his HIV bullshit than actual basketball stuff.
Next we'll move on to the lottery.
Wait, you ain't got nothing to say, kid? Goddamn.
I mean, fuck.
Two legends, man.
You didn't know anything about him.
Grant Hill played on my team.
Oh, God.
The Orlando Magic? You changing teams?
Oh. Yeah, you're right. My bad. What the fuck am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking of.
No, I'm thinking of someone. Fuck.
I don't know who you're thinking of.
He was part of the dude that was in the Crom Butler and Lamar Odom trade to get Shaq.
What are you talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Fuck no. Fuck. God damn it. I switched Grant Hill with someone else. Dude, no. What's his fucking name?
I don't know his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of embarrassed to say his name out loud. Never mind. I know who it is now.
Okay.
It's Brian Grant. Not Grant Hill. Brian Grant. All right. I mean, I don't know, dude. I didn't really see a lot of these two guys. Just being honest, would you rather me pull a Phil and talk bullshit for fucking 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool.
I didn't really watch any teams outside of the Heat till 2007.
Like when I said Tom Brady ain't top 5 all time. He can't be in the conversation. No, motherfucker. Shit. Shut up. Go ahead.
But yeah, I was just a Dwayne Wade, Eddie House, Eddie Jones, Alonzo Mourning mark for my first 6-7 years of basketball fanhood.
Kiss my ass, that Alonzo Mourning.
Hey. Whoa.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
That guy babysitted me when I was a kid. You can kiss my ass.
What the fuck's your problem with Alonzo Mourning?
Why would I have a problem with Alonzo Mourning? I can't think
Oh no.
of a reason why I would have bitter memories about Alonzo Mourning.
You're
I was
saying?
5, kid. I was 5. I didn't know anything about free agency.
Oh,
You were a Charlotte Hornet fan too, Jay?
Yeah, because of that movie Ernest, Slam Dunk. Abdul-Jabbar was in that masterpiece.
Alonzo Mourning is a legend. Miami. In
Yeah.
Miami. In Miami. In Miami. In Miami. Dude is really good. The dude was like the best player on our team back in the 01 team. Aside from maybe Eddie Jones. But yeah, I don't
Him.
got.
Oh, it was him.
All right, fine. It was him. Eddie Jones was a fucking star back then. Not in the.
No, he wasn't. He
Yes,
was a pretty. That's what he was. He was a pretty good shooter.
He's a good player.
Eddie Jones.
He was a three.
Move on. Kid just said Eddie Jones was a star.
He was a 3-time All-Star.
Okay.
You'd be respectful of Eddie Jones. All right. Yes. I was gonna get the rest of it, but thank you for. All right then. 11 is. Yes.
I'm doing this. Y'all keep talking.
But yes, Markeem. Did you remember the Eddie House days back in 2000, man? When he was my favorite player. That dude was the man. Hey, man, we didn't always have fucking Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, okay? We went through fucking hard times.
Eddie Jones and Eddie House and who you gonna bring up? Vashawn Leonard and
Rod Strickland. Yeah, that's right. Not only was I a fan before LeBron, I was a fan before Dwayne Wade. I remember the true dark days of Heat basketball.
a funny thing about Dwayne Wade, man, he started playing better because why was it, Chase? Because Tom Crean talked to him.
Oh God, fucking Reggie Miller. Oh, fucking Reggie Miller.
He's arguably the greatest shooter of all time.
Ray Allen, kiss my ass.
I said arguably. I would agree.
There is no argument.
He can't even say shit because every time it's like, oh, Ray Allen broke another playoff record. Silence. Silence.
After Ray Allen, it's
shooter.
After Ray Allen, it'll probably be Steph Curry. Actually, probably in Steph Curry's career, it'll probably be Steph Curry. Barring horrible ankle disfigurement.
Give Reggie Miller some credit. I think he was an analyst.
Chris Mullin could fill it up too and doesn't get enough credit for that. Remember Chris Mullin, Chase? Remember Chris Mullin?
Run TMC.
Now we'll move on to ping pong balls. The lottery happened 2 weeks ago. I think on this day, actually. Yeah, I think it was on this day 2 weeks ago. Could be wrong.
It was on a Tuesday.
Oh, what day is today? Oh, Thursday. All right, never mind. I have my days off. On a Tuesday, May 21st, we had the lottery system. And
I'm not going to forget that anytime soon.
Chase, before we break down like position by position, Chase was very frustrated with this lottery. Why were you so mad?
Because they got down to the sixth envelope. Well, I was already freaking out because I knew Washington was in the top 3. And they were way behind us. So I was like, this motherfucker about to... I was watching it with friends. I was like, guys, this is our most mathematically probable position. And then he said, with the 6th pick, the newly renamed New Orleans Pelicans. And then I got a bunch of slaps and punches because I said this was our most mathematically possible position before it happened.
Nice.
Even though the actual lottery had happened a hour before. And I actually posted the video for those conspiracy theorists, and you can watch the video of the actual NBA lottery, and it's boring as shit.
Fair enough. Were we also frustrated that Cleveland got number 1 again?
Why do they need that pick?
Yeah.
Why do they need that?
Second time in 3 years.
Well, it doesn't matter this year, though.
Well, that's true. But here, we'll go Well, I guess we'll go top to bottom before we go bottom to top. We'll start with Cleveland because everybody pretty much knows what they're going to do. And why does everybody know what they're going to do, Chase?
Well, they tried to trade the damn thing, and they didn't like any offers they got, so they're just going to take Nerlens Noel and see how he pans out.
And he won't be ready till
Christmas.
Yeah. So they actually
that dude's skinny as hell.
You're saying that's a problem. You're saying that Markeem, him and the Cavs. What you think it could work when he gets back from injury? He's going to need time to fully develop into something.
I mean, I don't know, man. He'll come in and immediately block shots. That's about it.
Drafts that week this year, huh?
No, I mean, I think honestly, I don't think it's as weak as people say, but I think he's a weak number 1 overall pick. To be honest with you,
Chase.
He can be Tyson Chandler easily.
It's not a bad expectation at all.
I mean, that's best case scenario, kid.
Still, I mean, like I said,
oh shit, they don't got a coach either.
Who, Cavs?
Yeah, they don't have one. They fired Byron Scott.
Oh, no, they got Mike Brown.
Yeah, they rehired Mike Brown. I forgot about that. Why did? Oh god.
Now he's the highest paid coach in the NBA, man.
Oh god, my head. Oh wait, that's good for Nerlens Noel.
Why?
Because Mike Brown turned LeBron James into LeBron James defensive monster.
All right then. Let's give Mike Brown some credit.
Most people don't.
Wasn't he the highest paid? Wasn't he the highest paid coach while he was fired? If I remember correctly.
I can't remember. It was 3 years ago.
No, while he was fired from LA.
Oh yeah.
God damn it. But nah, man. You see, Chase, the Kobe Dream Team didn't work because Mike Brown didn't know what he was doing.
Oh god.
You see, Chase, he couldn't win with LeBron in his prime.
It didn't work because the lineup sucked.
That roster was shit, and Kobe doesn't pass the fucking ball. Kobe wouldn't pass the fucking ball if somebody had a gun to his kid's head.
Jesus,
Steve Nash on the team chilling.
Yeah, Steve Nash. He's getting the Gary Payton 04 treatment. Oh, you one of the greatest point guards of all time. Go stay in the corner. That's fun.
And then berate the only player.
I'm better at this running an offense shit than you.
And then berate the only player in your team that cares about defense.
Yeah. God. Fuck that guy. I want him out of the league ASAP.
He'll be out soon.
Damn.
He'll be out soon, dude. Honestly.
Damn, jeez.
No, he's ruining basketball. Again, I'm around high school kids because my friend coaches, and they get horrible tendencies from that fucker, and I'm sick of it.
Markeem, can you admit that this guy hates Kobe more than I hate Tom Brady?
No, dude, I would not.
No, I don't want Tom Brady out of the NFL.
Well, well, that's true.
I'm all,
but I don't think Chase would say that if Kobe wasn't near the end of his career. Would you say that then, Chase?
Probably not.
Yeah, see. God damn it. Go ahead, y'all keep talking. Y'all talk.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to pause that one. But yeah, Nerlens Noel could be a Tyson Chandler with Mike Brown. Mike Brown could help him defensively. That's pretty much the highlights of that discussion. So hey, prop to Nerlens. Next we go to Orlando. Who was Orlando originally going to take with that pick, Chase?
Well, they had a workout. They brought in Ben McLemore and Trey Burke. They no longer want anything to do with Trey Burke.
Wow.
So Ben McLemore will be the number 2 overall pick.
How can he do at the NBA level with Orlando in year 1?
It depends on where the status of Aaron Aflalo.
Who is that?
That's the dude they got from Denver in the Dwight trade, who's the current starting 2 guard, because that's what Ben McLemore's position is. He's a 2.
Okay, I see. All right, fair enough.
And if you want to give you Ben McLemore's ceiling, it's Ray Allen, who can actually finish strong at the rim.
Jesus.
Yes.
It's quite the fucking ceiling.
I heard Ben McLemore. What about McLemore?
I said his ceiling is Ray Allen, who can actually finish strong at the rim.
Yeah.
That's quite the ceiling.
Yeah, again, this draft's not weak. It's just there aren't any franchise pillars.
And I heard, whatchamacallit, from what I've heard from several people, there's no franchise players, but the draft is very deep, and that's what's underrated, from what I've heard.
Yeah, this is the most athletic class in a long time.
Your boy Shane Larkin, who was supposed to be not even a first-round pick,
He's a superstar.
broke all those records.
Praise Marcus Smart.
Hey, even without Marcus Smart, if he broke all those records, he would have entered the first round.
Yeah, probably.
But I'll get to Shane Larkin in a little bit. But Markeem, very quickly, anything you want to add to McLemore's NBA prospects, his potential? You alive? Markeem.
Well, what happened? I was reading something. My bad.
Just completely bury the show on air.
my bad. No, what'd you say? Kid?
Is there anything you want to add to Ben McLemore's NBA potential?
Nah. Exactly what Chase said. Ray Allen that can finish at the rim. I wish he'd be a little more assertive, but aside from that, yeah.
Nonetheless,
I wish if it was working, I wish he'd keep shooting. Sometimes he just doesn't, and it's weird. But
all right, fair enough. All right. Next, we move on to the Washington Wizards. Do either of you have possible realistic expectations for this?
It's going to be one of two guys. It's going to be Otto Porter, or it's going to be who their franchise player wants, John Wall and Anthony Bennett.
Why the fuck would he want Anthony Bennett, though?
Because he wants a big that can hit a jumper.
But that's just odd, though.
That's who he wants.
Would either of these two work well with Washington, Markeem?
I don't know what will work well wherever he's at. I told you, he does everything good. He's like LeBron, except not as good. He does everything well.
What about Anthony Bennett?
I'm not that high on that guy in general, to be honest with you. So
Chase?
Since 2 years ago, Washington decided to draft Jan Vesely with the 6th overall pick, and
I forgot all about that guy.
Boy, yeah, that panned out real well. And their current starting small forward is Trevor Ariza. They have a giant gaping hole there. But John Wall wants Anthony Bennett. So I do not know what's going to happen.
Fair enough. Now we get to the very unlucky Charlotte Bobcats. They were robbed last year out of the number 1 overall pick. That's right, I said
they
it.
weren't.
Yes,
They weren't. Shit happened.
Yes, they were. And now they are, after having, the second worst record in the NBA?
Worst.
They had a worse record than Orlando?
They were tied.
So after having the worst record in the NBA, they somehow land with the 4th overall.
Oh, wait, no. They're Cleveland.
Yeah, I thought they had the second. I thought Orlando had the worst. But yeah, basically,
it was a game.
It was a game. So yeah.
I know what's gonna happen here too.
What?
And it's gonna make Charlotte fans cry.
What?
Alex Len.
Really?
Right? You think so?
Yep.
Didn't you say that he
Why
was
wouldn't they just take like a? No, go ahead, kid. What were you gonna say?
Didn't you say he was going to slip in the draft rankings because of his injury?
Well, there's this thing called measurables, and
Yeah.
he did really well there. And they don't have a center right now.
So you think he'll go before, what's his name, Rudy Gobert?
Oh, dude, Rudy Gobert. Fuck no. God, Rudy Gobert's way back there.
All right. Thought he was higher, is all.
No, he's like the second highest international prospect.
Okay.
But I can attest to Alex Lynn's defense. So that dude can play D. He can play on defense.
What are the odds that this team winds up with a top 3 pick again next year?
They need it
Wow.
because they still don't have Michael Gilchrist. In your ideal world is your second banana, not your main attraction.
Yep.
So
And then next year there are 3 main attractions up for the taking.
is one of them Marcus even dumber?
No.
All right. Fair enough. Well, then, out of curiosity, how did this team get to this point? I've never seen a team so depleted of
What,
every single spot.
what point?
Like,
Shit, luck in the lottery. Oh, like they're trying to hello. It's called tanking.
So
I'm,
so
I'm here. I'm fine.
so
It,
This is
so,
intentional.
so I got a question, Chase.
Yeah.
I hate to cut you off. So next year, number one consensus overall is Wiggins, right? And then
Yes. The tanking next year will shock people, but it's going to happen. It's going to be widespread.
Then who's 2 and 3?
It's going to be a fight between Randall and Parker.
Okay, I figured. All right, go ahead.
I was saying, yeah. How did Cleveland get to this point of just like this? No, their roster as a whole, because it seems like for like the past 3 years, like they
You
just
talking about Cleveland or Charlotte?
Charlotte.
They're tanking.
Okay, is this their like game plan every year from now on?
Until they get the dude.
So they could, if God rewards their karma, they could wind up with Andrew Wiggins next year if they stay to plan. If they get lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I remember there's going to be. Let me look at this lottery list of counted teams. All right, I'm just going to go down from the top of teams that are planning on going after Andrew Wiggins next year. 14, 11, 7, 5, 4, 2. Those are the teams that are going to be super duper tanking next year.
Damn. That's going to be fun to watch? I don't know.
Again, this is going to shock people, but Utah.
What about y'all, man?
What? Chase Pelicans don't need
We
Wiggins?
got too much cap room. Our GM is. No, we got the Prowl.
All right. Fair enough.
Hello.
I know.
We got the next Timothy.
Continue your point about Utah.
They're gonna let Al Jefferson and Paul Millsap walk for nothing.
That's crazy.
They want Wiggins.
But I'm just saying that's too big.
They're
Too
gonna
quality
start Shane Larkin at point guard.
Yeah.
Quality bigs is right there.
What?
2 quality bigs just chilling and just let them go. Just
Andrew Wiggins is gonna be better than any of them 2 full careers.
I know that, but
Again, yeah, they would rather have a chance at that than them 2 dudes, one of those 2 dudes on their team.
Wow. That's quite the dedication.
You know how good Andrew Wiggins is?
Can you be honest and unbiased? I know you haven't seen him play college yet, but does he have more NBA potential than Anthony Davis did coming out of high school?
They're equals.
All right. I guess that was the best I was ever.
coming out of high school, yeah, they're about equal. About the same. Austin Rivers got a lot of hype too, and yeah. I know. I know that's your boy now, Chase, but fuck him.
Oh, why? Because he actually plays defense and pass the ball now?
Yeah, and that's annoying. Because he didn't do a damn bit of that for us at all.
That just means Monty Williams is a better motivator than Mike Krzyzewski.
Hey, come on.
That's
Chill
proof
out,
right there.
chill out.
Are you sure it wasn't? A career at the NBA level versus 1-0 meaningless year at college? That was the difference.
The first 2 months of the season, he was kind of crap on defense and didn't pass the ball.
Whatever. Phoenix. The Phoenix Bums. What can the Bums get done with no team?
It will be Oladipo, Porter, or Bennett, depending on who's available.
All right. And for your boys, the Pelicans, I'm presuming they're still praying to God Oladipo's still available.
Oladipo's going to be gone. Porter's the most likely guy to fall because he's not very athletic. But I'm starting to believe that even if Porter was on the board, they're going to select Dario Saric.
Why would Oladipo be gone if so far we've only talked about Phoenix possibly taking him?
I'm pretty sure he's not going to make it to 6.
Well, let's just Noel and Macklemore are borderline locks.
They're gone. They're gone.
Noel and Macklemore are 1 and 2. With 3, you got Bennett or Otto Porter. With 4, we picked who again? I actually forgot who we said for sure. Alex Lynn. For 5, you said Porter, Bennett, or Oladipo, and either Porter or Bennett is still going to be available. So that leaves it down to Oladipo and Porter, or Oladipo and Bennett. So why is it so unlikely that Oladipo falls to 6?
Because he's probably the best.
He's an athletic freak.
I mean, he's probably the best of those 3, and I really don't think he'd be at 6. That'd be weird.
If he was at 6, I would be moving to New Orleans to actually, well, technically our residence there. I'd be driving him off the plane.
So you would take him over your boy Otto Porter at this point?
Who?
Oladipo.
Yes.
Well, I'm just saying the whole year you pimped Otto Porter big time, more so
because that's who we thought he'd get.
Okay.
Well, again, Oladipo would go higher than Porter. But again, I'm saying that if Porter's on the board, I'm pretty sure Dell Demp's going to pick Dario Saric anyway.
How would Saric work with you guys, in your opinion?
He's a 6'10" small forward that is almost exactly like Otto Porter in every way, except that Porter's better on defense and he's better at playmaking.
Wow.
And he's taller.
Obviously.
Yes. All right, so...
But most scouts have him as the second best playmaker in this draft behind Trey Burke.
Now, Trey Burke, we haven't mentioned his name yet. His stock is falling.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any specific reasons for that?
He's slow as fuck laterally.
Damn.
If you want to run, he's your dude. Again, it's like Portland last year, Damian Lillard. He's great going north and south, east and west. He's shit. Which in today's NBA, you need a point guard that can stay in front of their man. If they can't, you're dead.
Yeah. So I presume you don't think too highly of his NBA potential?
It depends on where he's going, what pieces he has around him. It's just...
And who's his coach?
Yeah,
I say coach.
Yeah.
Does Trey Burke go to 7 in Sacramento?
Here's the problem with that is that if Sacramento's going to be looking at a point guard, is that you're going to be bringing in for workouts Michael Carter-Williams, C.J. McCollum, and Trey Burke. And whenever you have that playing field, C.J. McCollum's probably going to be the guy who outshines the other two.
Wow, so point guard stock really falling in this draft.
Well, his is. Again, like Burke.
So you getting like me.
Burke could be the first point guard taken. He could be the third, but he will not be the fourth. With these 3 dudes, it is all dependent on the mood of the GM because there are GMs that are ogling over the size and athleticism. Michael Carter-Williams is 6'6", but combine-wise, he tested athletically similar to Derrick Rose and John Wall. So that is having I bet you didn't know that was going to happen, did you, Markeem?
No, I did not.
So that has NBA teams salivating on the thought of him. It's just in games, he's never done anything.
to put it lightly.
But size and athleticism wise, he's like, if you wanted the best point guard possible, that's him.
All right. Fair
but
enough.
like somebody will draft him his potential. I think C.J. McCollum is the best scorer, and he's got okay lateral quickness. It's not as goddamn awful as Burke, but Burke is the best if you want to run an offense and actually run basketball. Like run, he's the guy.
Okay. Now we move on to Pistons. What are they even looking at for this draft? I just want a little more not clear.
Well, you know, they got a big man in Andre Drummond.
It's starting to get murky. This is starting to get murky. This is where we get murky because I don't even know.
All right. Like, what are their what is their hole? Like, what is like, if either of you two were their GM, like, what should they be looking for?
A guard.
So, who's the best one that we have left off the board?
It'll be Burke or McCollum or Carter Williams.
Okay. Let me see how.
Basically, I will say that Burke, McCollum, or Carter Williams will go 7, 8, or 13.
All right.
Those three dudes will go 7, 8, and 13. Depending if Dario Saric stays in the draft or not, because he's starting to pull out right now as a ploy.
So.
I've never seen that dude play, Chase.
I've seen him play multiple times, and I've known him since last year. I didn't know my GM was in goo goo gaga in love with him enough to spend 3 days in Croatia this week talking to him and his agent, but
good lord,
yeah, that's what happens when ping pong balls don't go to your original plan.
Then we next up end up with Minnesota Timberwolves.
Shabazz Muhammad next.
Like no other possible candidate.
Shabazz
and he's gonna totally fuck up that offense.
Shabazz Muhammad next.
Very quickly, Markeem.
You got mini Kobe going to the T-Wolves.
Shabazz in the NBA, Markeem. Thoughts?
It's going to be. Imagine when Kobe was a rookie. It's going to be just like that. Just like that.
I think their games are too different.
Whatever, man. He has that Kobe.
All right. Well, what Shabazz is actually good at is coming off of curls and posting up.
Yep.
But what he wants to do is ISO ball, which is absolutely horrible at.
There you go.
Fair enough. Shabazz Muhammad.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen guys like Larry Drew and the rest of his team waving their hands like, "Hey, motherfucker, I'm open, motherfucker, I'm open," and he's just dribbling on the wing, just dribbling, and then put up some bad shot. Oh boy. It's Kobe 2.0. Just wait and see.
All right.
Except not as athletic.
Next we go with whatchamacallit?
10, all right, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
They're all going to be centers. I don't know what order, but these are the three guys: Cody Zeller, Kelly Olynyk, Steven Adams.
Steven Adams
blew people away at the combine.
All right.
That was easy. And we already decided that 13 would be one of the other 3-point guards, and that just leaves 14 for the athletic superstar.
Your new Utah Jazz starting point guard,
Shane Larkin.
Because they're going to let Mo Williams go in free agency.
Oh, that's who he played for. All right, okay. I was doing like an NBA trivia thing, and that's the one I kept missing.
Oh, you suck at who he played for?
Yeah, I was like, it can't be Utah. It had like a multiple choice thing. I was like, Cleveland, they trying to trick me. That's what that is.
How? Well, I admit, Chase, because on the last podcast, both of you highly buried Shane Larkin and his prospect abilities. What happened at the combine?
Because in game he sucked.
Hey,
well, he didn't suck.
Hey, fuck you.
He did suck in games. It would appear that in an NBA style system, maybe his physical traits will be taken advantage of more.
But what happened at the combine?
He posted a 44-inch max vert, which is the second highest all time. He ran one of the fastest three-quarter court dashes of all time. He had one of the quickest lane agility drills of all time. Everything is a measure of jumping. He's a top 10 in the record books now, except for bench press.
Yep. He's the man.
Apparently, he's an athletic freak. I could not tell that from watching any Miami games.
Well, I knew that. I've just seen.
Like, you'd asked me if you.
What? Continue.
If you had asked me before all the combine happened who would probably test out the best, I would have said Oladipo. He ended up being like 4th. But number 1 was Shane Larkin. Number 2 ended up being Peyton Siva.
Seriously?
Yes.
You bullshit.
I'm not bullshitting.
Peyton Siva?
Peyton Siva was the second most athletic guy in this class. just even more guns, bullet in my gun against the NCAA game.
I guess so. I can't fight you on that one, Chase. Can't fight you on that one.
Whatchamacallit, blah, blah, blah. Shane Larkin, maybe not from watching games, but there's
Siva?
Yeah, Peyton Siva's the second fastest dude. Second most athletic guy.
there's tons of practice footage of Shane Larkin just performing not even basketball plays, just stunts for the sake of stunts that have followed around Miami community, and he's really athletic. Really athletic.
Oh,
Incredibly athletic.
Guys, you're gonna go back to mediocrity anyway.
Hey, but I'm still gonna watch.
Hope you enjoyed your little 3 minutes, kid. Hope you enjoyed it.
You see, that's
The
just
3
proof
minutes of fame.
you are unnecessarily throwing insults, which to me is just proof that you were jealous of the attention taken away from Duke this
They're
year.
gonna suck next year.
I know.
I'm just doing that because you're here. That's all.
We all know they're gonna suck next year.
Again, the funny thing is that once we do this again after the finals, my shit will probably be all different according to draft, except for 1 and 2.
1 and 2, you're certain. That's never
1,
changed.
2, and 6 if them dudes ain't on the board.
Those okay. So
And 14.
you sure that
I'm sure of those picks.
You sure Shane Larkin doesn't jump like C.J. McCollum or Michael Carter Williams?
No.
No, the Jazz want him to be their starting point guard for a specific purpose.
Oh my god.
Just think about that.
Well, I'm also looking at prospect lists, and I see Kenny Kaji's draft stock has risen a little bit.
Yeah, he tested out pretty well too.
He's talented. His only knock is that he's old. He's talented.
Yeah. Again, this college shit doesn't matter. It's like, oh, you ran around those cones real fast. You're good now. That pisses some people off to no end, but it translates better than stupid NCAA game.
Hey, come on. Hey, chill out.
And Durant.
Jesus, chill out.
I know Durant wasn't really a draft prospect anyways, but his stock apparently fell. Any reason for that, if you would know?
Who?
Durant Scott. I know he wasn't drafted. He wasn't a draftable.
Durant Scott? Who the fuck's Durant Scott?
You're an asshole.
See, that's worse than what I did. That's worse.
His stock fell. Whatever. And Seth Curry's jumped a shitload, apparently.
I don't know how he couldn't work out.
It says because I'm just looking at this power rankings chart.
If that's empty gym jump shooting, I don't think you should have any stock on that.
Fine, but anyways, that's our.
It's genetics because of his brother. That's all. Because his brother had a good playoff.
Steph Curry was good. Maybe this guy will be good because his last name's Curry. It's
really,
like we cloned him.
It's not unreasonable to think that his little brother would be very good at shooting.
He's okay.
He ain't bad.
I think it's clear Steph had more dedication to the craft.
Yep. Seth was the smart one. Steph was the athlete.
Fair enough.
Not saying Seth isn't smart. I mean, not saying Seth isn't smart. Just...
I understand. But I think that about does it for this week's episode. We covered finals, playoffs, coaches, and
going to bed.
lottos. We all actually, holy shit, it's late. But yeah, that's us for this newest edition of YouTube Take. Thank you all for watching, and
yeah, goodbye.
Bye.